Elias Carter lived alone in his small cabin nestled at the edge of a quiet town. It was simple, with wooden walls and a modest porch. No noise. No visitors. Just the routine solitude of his farm. He tended to his vegetables and chickens, finding solace in his tasks. His life was quiet and his heart carried the weight of loss. But then, on a stormy night, a knock at his door shattered his quiet world. A woman, drenched and desperate, stood with her 3 children, seeking refuge. Elias never expected such an encounter. But fate had something else in store. Before we begin, tell us where you're watching from and subscribe if you believe that fate always finds a way. Elias Carter lived alone in a small cabin. It sat at the edge of a quiet town. The cabin was simple, with wooden walls and a small porch. Elias spent his days working on his farm. He grew vegetables and kept a few chickens. He also liked to whittle wood, making small figures with his hands. Elias was a widower. His wife, Sarah, had passed away a few years ago. Since then, Elias chose to live away from people. He found comfort in his routines. The farm needed him every day. The chickens clucked and the vegetables needed care. The small wooden figures he carved kept his hands busy and his mind from wandering too much into the past. One evening, the wind picked up. Gray clouds gathered in the sky. Elias could tell a storm was coming. He brought the chickens into their coop and made sure they were safe. Then he went inside and started a fire in the small fireplace. The warmth filled the cabin as the storm began to rage outside. Elias sat in his chair by the fire. The wind howled and the rain poured down. He sipped on a mug of tea, staring into the flames. The storm outside mirrored the emptiness he often felt inside. It was on nights like these that he missed Sarah the most. Her laughter would have brightened the small cabin and her presence would have made the storm seem less fierce. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. Elias was surprised. No one visited him, especially not in weather like this. He hesitated, unsure whether to answer. But the knocking continued, soft yet persistent. Elias stood up, placing his mug on the table. He walked slowly to the door and opened it a crack. Outside stood a woman, drenched from the rain. Her clothes were soaked and she shivered in the cold. Beside her were 3 children, huddled together, trying to keep warm. They looked tired and scared. The woman's eyes were wide with desperation. Elias paused. He wasn't used to having visitors, especially not ones in need. But he couldn't turn them away. He opened the door wider and stepped aside. Without a word, the woman and her children stepped into the warmth of the cabin. The woman introduced herself as Anna. Her voice was soft and filled with weariness. The children, Mia, Luke, and Ethan, clung to her, their eyes darting around the room. Elias nodded, understanding their need for shelter. He gestured toward the fire, encouraging them to warm up. Anna looked grateful but cautious. She led her children closer to the fire, rubbing their arms to bring back warmth. Elias watched them, unsure of what to say. He wasn't used to having company, especially not a family in need. But seeing them there, shivering and cold, stirred something in him. Elias went to the kitchen and returned with a blanket. He handed it to Anna, who wrapped it around her children. The cabin was small, but it felt full with the presence of others. Elias wasn't sure how he felt about that, but he knew it was the right thing to do. As the storm continued outside, Anna began to speak. Her words were slow, as if each one was carefully chosen. She told Elias about leaving an unhappy life behind. She and her children were trying to find a better place, a safer place. But the storm had caught them by surprise, leaving them stranded. Elias listened quietly. Her story was sad and familiar. It reminded him of his own loss, of the life he once had with Sarah. He felt a connection to Anna's struggle, but he kept his thoughts to himself. He was not one to share his feelings easily. The children watched Elias with curiosity. They were wary but also intrigued by this quiet man who had opened his home to them. The cabin, with its simple comforts, was different from what they were used to. Slowly, they began to explore, their small hands touching the carved wooden figures on the shelf. Elias noticed, but he didn't mind. It was nice to see life in the cabin again, even if it was just for a night. The children's presence brought a lightness to the room that had been missing for a long time. Their quiet chatter and soft laughter filled the spaces that had been silent for too long. Anna watched her children, her eyes softening as they relaxed. She seemed grateful for the warmth and safety of the cabin. Elias could see the exhaustion in her face, the weight of her worries. He wanted to offer comfort, but he wasn't sure how. Instead, he went to the kitchen again and began preparing some food. It wasn't much, just some soup and bread, but it was warm. He brought it to the small table, inviting Anna and the children to eat. They accepted with quiet gratitude, eating slowly as if savoring every bite. Elias watched them, feeling a sense of purpose he hadn't felt in a long time. It was strange having company, but it wasn't unpleasant. The cabin felt different, less empty. He wasn't sure what tomorrow would bring, but for now he was content to offer what little he had. The storm outside slowly began to ease. The rain lessened and the wind calmed. Inside, the fire crackled softly, casting a warm glow around the room. The children, now fed and warm, began to drift off to sleep, leaning against their mother. Elias offered them a place to sleep for the night. He showed Anna the small room where he kept an extra bed. It wasn't much, but it was better than being out in the storm. Anna accepted, helping her children settle down for the night. As the cabin grew quiet, Elias sat by the fire, lost in thought. The presence of Anna and her children had stirred something in him. He didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but for now he was glad he had opened the door. The storm had brought them to him, and he couldn't help but wonder if it was for a reason. As he watched the flames flicker, he felt a small spark of hope. Maybe, just maybe, this unexpected encounter would lead to something new. Elias closed his eyes, listening to the soft breathing of the children. The storm had passed, leaving behind a sense of calm. In the quiet of the cabin, Elias felt a shift within himself. It was subtle, but it was there, a small step towards something different. He didn't know what the future held, but for the first time in a long time he felt ready to find out. The cabin, once a place of solitude, had become a refuge for more than just him. And as he drifted off to sleep, Elias felt a sense of peace he hadn't known in years. Morning light filtered through the small windows of the cabin. The storm had passed, leaving the world outside calm and quiet. Elias Carter woke up, feeling the chill of the morning air. He stoked the fire back to life, adding a few logs to warm the room. Anna and her children were still asleep. They lay huddled together, wrapped in the blankets Elias had offered. Elias watched them for a moment. Their presence still felt new and unexpected in his quiet life. He moved quietly around the cabin, not wanting to disturb them. As he prepared breakfast, memories of the previous night lingered in his mind. Anna's story had touched him in a way he hadn't expected. Her words had brought back memories of his own loss, the life he had shared with Sarah. It was a life filled with love and laughter, now just a memory. Anna woke up as the smell of food filled the cabin. She looked around, momentarily unsure of where she was. But then she remembered the events of the night before. Relief washed over her face as she realized they were safe and warm. Elias nodded a greeting to her, offering her a cup of tea. Anna accepted it with a small smile. Her children began to stir, rubbing sleep from their eyes. Mia, Luke, and Ethan sat up, looking around with curiosity. The cabin was still unfamiliar to them, but it felt safe. Breakfast was simple. Elias had made oatmeal and toast. The children ate eagerly, their small faces lighting up with enjoyment. Anna ate more slowly, still cautious but grateful. Elias watched them, feeling a sense of satisfaction in being able to help. After breakfast, Anna and Elias talked. They sat by the fire, their voices low so as not to disturb the children's quiet play. Anna spoke more about her life, sharing the details of their journey. She had left an unhappy situation, hoping for a better life for her children. Her voice was steady, but Elias could sense the pain beneath her words. Elias listened, his heart heavy with empathy. He thought of Sarah and the life they had planned together. Their dreams had ended too soon, leaving him alone in this cabin. Anna's story was different, yet he felt a connection to her struggles. Anna looked at Elias, her eyes searching for understanding. She had revealed much about her past, more than she had intended. But Elias's quiet presence made it easier to share. She sensed something in him, a shared experience of loss and hope. Elias spoke little of his own past, only mentioning Sarah briefly. The pain of her absence was still raw even after all this time. But he found comfort in Anna's presence. Her courage in seeking a new life for her children inspired him. The children, meanwhile, explored the cabin. They were curious and full of energy, bringing a new sense of life to the space. Mia, the eldest, was gentle and protective of her younger brothers. Luke and Ethan, close in age, were adventurous and often giggled together. Elias watched them with a mix of emotions. Their laughter was a balm to his soul, easing the loneliness he had grown accustomed to. He found himself smiling more, a feeling he thought he had lost with Sarah. The children's innocence and joy were contagious. As the day went on, Elias showed Anna where the farm tools were. Together, they tended to the chickens and looked after the small vegetable garden. Anna was grateful for the chance to help, to feel useful. Elias appreciated her company, finding comfort in their shared tasks. The day passed quietly. The children played outside, their laughter echoing through the trees. Elias and Anna worked together, their movements synchronized. It was a simple rhythm, but it felt right. The cabin, once a place of solitude, was now filled with life and warmth. As evening approached, Anna grew thoughtful. She sat on the porch, watching her children play. The sky was clear, the air crisp with the promise of a cool night. Elias joined her, sitting silently beside her. Anna spoke softly, her voice carrying a hint of worry. She mentioned her fears of the past catching up to them. Her husband, though left behind, was still a shadow in her thoughts. She worried for her children's safety and their future. Her eyes were filled with uncertainty. Elias listened, understanding her concerns. He knew the weight of the past and how it could linger, casting long shadows. He wanted to offer reassurance, but he was unsure how to bridge the gap between them. Instead, he spoke of the town nearby. It was small but welcoming. The people were kind and the community close-knit. He suggested that they could find support there, a fresh start among friendly faces. He wanted Anna to feel safe, to know she wasn't alone. Anna appreciated Elias's words. His suggestion gave her hope, a sense that a new beginning was possible. She looked at her children, playing happily, and felt a surge of determination. For them, she would face whatever challenges lay ahead. The sun set, painting the sky with soft colors. Inside the cabin, the fire crackled warmly. Dinner was simple, shared in comfortable silence. The children, tired from their day, began to nod off, their small bodies leaning against each other. Elias watched them, feeling a warmth spread through him. This unexpected family had brought something back into his life, something he thought he had lost forever. He felt a sense of belonging, a quiet joy in the simple moments they shared. As the night deepened, Elias prepared the cabin for sleep. Anna and the children settled into the small room, grateful for the safety and warmth. Elias sat by the fire a while longer, his thoughts drifting. He thought of Sarah, of the life they had shared. He missed her still, but the ache was less sharp. Anna and her children had brought light back into his world, a chance to heal. He felt a sense of purpose, a reason to open his heart again. The cabin was quiet, the only sound the gentle breathing of the sleeping family. Elias felt a peace he hadn't known in years, a hope for what tomorrow might bring. He knew the road ahead would not be easy, but he was no longer afraid. As he finally lay down to rest, Elias felt a sense of gratitude. The storm had brought Anna and her children to him, weaving their lives together in unexpected ways. He was ready to face whatever came next, to embrace the possibilities of this new chapter. In the stillness of the night, Elias closed his eyes, feeling the warmth of hope wrap around him like a comforting blanket. The past was part of him, but the future held promise, a chance for healing and new beginnings. The storm had passed, but the roads remained blocked with fallen branches and mud. Anna and her children stayed with Elias for the time being. The cabin, once a place of solitude for Elias, now buzzed with activity. The days began with the sound of children's laughter and the smell of breakfast cooking on the stove. Elias and Anna found themselves settling into a new routine. Each morning, they would tend to the farm together. Anna proved to be a quick learner, eager to help wherever she could. She fed the chickens and watered the vegetable garden, her hands moving with purpose. The children explored the area around the cabin. Mia, the oldest, often led her brothers on small adventures. Luke and Ethan followed her, their eyes wide with wonder at the world around them. They collected rocks and leaves, bringing their treasures back to show Elias and Anna. Elias watched them, a small smile playing on his lips. The children's energy was infectious, bringing a new sense of life to his quiet world. He found himself looking forward to their discoveries, their innocent questions, and the joy they brought to the simplest things. Anna noticed the change in Elias. He was still quiet, but there was a warmth to him now, a softness that hadn't been there before. She appreciated his steady presence, the way he listened without judgment and offered help without hesitation. In the evenings, after the children had gone to bed, Elias and Anna would sit by the fire. They talked about their days, sharing small pieces of their lives. Anna spoke of her hopes for the future, her desire to provide a safe and happy home for her children. Elias listened, offering encouragement and support. He spoke little of his own past, but Anna sensed the depth of his loss. She felt a connection to him, a shared understanding of what it meant to start anew. She was grateful for his kindness, for the way he had opened his home and his heart to her family. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between Elias and Anna grew stronger. They worked side by side, their movements synchronized in a comfortable rhythm. Elias found himself protective of Anna and her children, wanting to ensure their safety and happiness. The children, meanwhile, began to see Elias as a part of their lives. Mia, Luke, and Ethan watched him with curiosity and admiration. They followed him around the farm, asking questions and helping with small tasks. Elias showed them how to care for the chickens and tend to the garden, their small hands eager to learn. Anna watched her children with a heart full of gratitude. They were thriving in this new environment, their laughter filling the cabin with warmth. She was grateful to Elias for the stability he provided, for the way he treated her children with kindness and patience. Despite the growing sense of belonging, Anna struggled with trust. Her past experiences had taught her to be cautious, to guard her heart. She appreciated Elias's friendship, but she was wary of letting her guard down completely. She feared getting too comfortable, worried that the peace they had found might be temporary. Elias sensed Anna's hesitation. He understood her need to protect herself and her children. He didn't press her for more than she was willing to share, respecting her boundaries. He hoped in time that she would come to trust him fully. The community in the nearby town began to take notice of the new residents at Elias's cabin. Some neighbors stopped by to offer help or say hello. Others watched from a distance, curious about the family living with the man who had kept himself for so long. Elias was surprised by the attention but welcomed the chance to reconnect with the community. He took Anna and the children into town, introducing them to the friendly faces he knew. The town was small, but the people were warm and welcoming. Anna appreciated the kindness shown to her family, feeling a sense of hope for the future. One afternoon, Elias and Anna took the children to the local market. It was a busy place filled with the hustle and bustle of townsfolk going about their day. Anna held Ethan's hand while Mia and Luke walked close by, their eyes wide with excitement. As they moved through the market, Anna felt a sense of belonging. The townspeople greeted them with smiles, offering small gifts to the children. Elias stood beside her, a steady presence, his quiet strength reassuring her. However, not everyone was welcoming. A few people whispered as they passed, their eyes filled with suspicion. Anna felt their judgment, the weight of their assumptions pressing down on her. She held her head high, determined not to let the whispers affect her. Elias noticed the whispers, the sideways glances from some of the townsfolk. He felt protective of Anna, wanting to shield her from any unkindness. He stood by her side, his presence a silent testament to his support and belief in her. As the days continued, Anna and Elias found a rhythm to their cohabitation. They worked together, their partnership growing stronger each day. Elias found himself looking forward to the moments they shared, the quiet conversations by the fire, the laughter of the children playing outside. Anna, too, found comfort in their routine. She appreciated Elias's steady presence, the way he listened and understood without judgment. She was grateful for the life they were building, the stability and hope it offered her children. Despite the growing bond between them, Anna still struggled with trust. She was cautious, careful not to let her heart open too fully. Elias understood her reluctance, giving her the space she needed to feel comfortable. The roads began to clear, the mud drying up and the branches cleared away. Anna knew they could leave, continue their journey to find a new home. But the thought of leaving filled her with uncertainty. She had grown to care for Elias and the life they had started to build. Elias, too, felt a mix of emotions. He was grateful for the time they had spent together, the way they had brought life back into his world. He wanted them to stay, to continue building a life together. But he knew the decision was not his to make. As the days turned into weeks, Anna and Elias faced their fears and uncertainties. They navigated the challenges of trust and belonging, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Though unspoken, the connection between them was clear, a quiet promise of what could be. In the quiet of the cabin, as the sun set and the children drifted off to sleep, Elias and Anna sat together by the fire. They didn't need words to express what they felt. Their presence beside each other was enough, a silent testament to the strength of their growing bond. Elias hoped for a future where they could all be together, a family united by love and trust. Anna, too, began to feel that hope, a quiet belief in the possibilities of a new beginning. As they sat together, the warmth of the fire reflecting in their eyes, they both knew that whatever the future held, they would face it together. As the days continued, Elias and Anna settled into their shared life at the cabin. The routine they had established became a source of comfort. Every morning, they worked together on the farm, tending to the chickens and the garden. The children played nearby, their laughter echoing through the trees. Elias found joy in these simple tasks. He liked the way Anna moved through the day, her hands busy and her face focused. She worked with care, bringing life to the small garden. Her presence was a steadying force in his world, bringing warmth to the quiet cabin. Anna, too, found peace in their routine. She appreciated the stability Elias provided, the way he included her in every task. She liked the quiet moments they shared, the conversations that flowed easily between them. There was a comfort in their partnership, a sense of belonging she hadn't felt in a long time. Despite the calm, shadows of the past still lingered. Elias was haunted by dreams of Sarah, their life together cut short by fate. He missed her deeply, her laughter and her love. At times, he felt guilty for the happiness he found with Anna and her children. But he also knew that Sarah would want him to find joy again. Anna, too, was haunted by her past. She worried about her former husband, the fear of him finding them always present in her mind. She wanted to believe they were safe, that they could start anew without looking over their shoulders. But the fear was hard to shake. One afternoon, as Elias and Anna worked in the garden, a memory of Sarah surfaced in Elias's mind. He paused, the weight of the memory heavy on his heart. Anna noticed his change in demeanor and stopped her work, giving him a questioning look. Elias hesitated, unsure if he should share his thoughts. But he felt a connection to Anna, one that encouraged honesty. He spoke of Sarah, of the life they had planned together. His voice was soft, filled with the love he still carried for her. Anna listened, her heart aching for Elias. She understood the depth of his loss, the pain of dreams unfulfilled. She reached out, placing a comforting hand on his arm. Her gesture spoke volumes, offering support and understanding without words. Elias appreciated Anna's quiet strength, her ability to listen without judgment. He felt a sense of relief in sharing his memories, a lightening of the burden he carried. It was a small step toward healing, a moment of connection that strengthened the bond between them. The children, meanwhile, adapted well to their new surroundings. Mia, Luke, and Ethan thrived in the fresh air, their laughter a constant presence. They explored the area around the cabin, their imaginations turning the woods into a magical playground. Elias found himself drawn to their world, their innocence and joy a balm to his soul. He joined them in their adventures, showing them the hidden corners of the farm. He taught them about the plants and animals, their eager questions bringing a smile to his face. Anna watched Elias with the children, her heart full of gratitude. He was gentle and patient, his quiet nature a source of comfort. The children adored him, seeing him as a father figure. Their bond with him grew stronger each day, a testament to the love and stability he offered. Despite the happiness they found, Anna still struggled with trust. She wanted to believe in the future, in the life they were building with Elias. But the fear of her past catching up to them was hard to ignore. She was cautious, careful not to let her guard down completely. Elias sensed Anna's hesitation, her reluctance to fully open her heart. He understood her fears, respecting her need for distance. He hoped that in time she would come to trust him completely. He wanted to offer her and the children a life filled with love and security. As the days turned into weeks, Elias and Anna discovered a rhythm to their cohabitation. They worked together, their partnership growing stronger with each passing day. Despite the shadows of the past, they found joy in the present, a sense of hope for the future. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned a deep shade of blue, Elias and Anna sat on the porch. The children played nearby, their laughter mingling with the sounds of the evening. The world felt peaceful, a moment of calm in their busy lives. Anna spoke of her fears, her voice barely above a whisper. She worried about the past, about the possibility of being found. Her words were filled with uncertainty, a reflection of the weight she carried. Elias listened, his heart aching for her. He wanted to offer reassurance, to promise that they were safe. But he knew he couldn't make such promises. Instead, he spoke of the strength they had found together, the bond they had built. He offered his support, his willingness to stand by her side no matter what came their way. Anna appreciated Elias's words, his quiet strength a source of comfort. She knew he couldn't erase her fears, but his presence made them easier to bear. She felt a sense of hope, a belief in the possibility of a future free from the shadows of the past. As the night deepened, Elias and Anna sat together, their hands intertwined. The weight of their pasts lingered, but the future felt full of promise. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. In the quiet of the night, as the stars twinkled above, Elias and Anna found solace in each other. Their bond, forged through shared struggles and quiet moments, was strong. They were a family united by love and trust, ready to embrace whatever the future held. As they sat together, the warmth of their connection wrapped around them like a comforting blanket. They were no longer alone, no longer defined by their pasts. Together, they faced the future with hope and determination, their hearts open to the possibilities of a new beginning. Elias and Anna continued their life at the cabin. The routine they had built was comforting. Each day started with chores and ended with quiet evenings by the fire. The children laughed and played, bringing joy to every corner of the farm. The small town nearby began to notice the new family. Elias, who had kept to himself since Sarah's passing, was now seen more often. He visited the market and the local store, Anna and the children sometimes joining him. The townsfolk were curious about the change. Many people were kind and welcoming. They smiled and greeted Anna and the children warmly. Some even stopped by the cabin, bringing small gifts or offering help. Anna appreciated this kindness. It made her feel hopeful about their new beginning. But not everyone was friendly. Some looked at Anna with suspicion. They whispered about her past, wondering why she had come to their town. Anna felt their eyes on her and the children, a reminder that trust was hard to earn. Elias noticed the whispers too. He knew some people were cautious, unsure of Anna's story. He felt protective of her and the children. He wanted to shield them from any negativity. He stood by Anna's side, showing the town that he believed in her. The family began to attend local events. There was a small church in town where people gathered on Sundays. Elias and Anna took the children there, hoping to connect with the community. The church was warm and welcoming, a place where they could find peace. Anna felt nervous at first. She wasn't used to being around so many people. But the kindness of the townsfolk eased her fears. She saw how the community cared for one another, how they supported each other in times of need. It gave her hope for the future. Elias found himself enjoying these outings. He had avoided social gatherings for a long time, finding comfort in solitude. But being with Anna and the children changed that. He liked seeing them interact with others, their laughter mixing with the chatter of the crowd. One day, after church, a woman approached Anna. Her name was Mrs. Thompson, an older woman with a kind smile. She welcomed Anna to the town, offering support and friendship. Anna felt grateful, her heart warming at the gesture. Mrs. Thompson introduced Anna to other women in the community. They shared stories and laughter, inviting Anna to join their gatherings. Anna felt a sense of belonging, a connection to the people around her. She appreciated their openness and kindness. Despite the support, Anna couldn't shake the feeling of unease. The whispers about her past were never far from her mind. She worried about the judgment of others, the possibility of her past catching up with her. It was a shadow that lingered, even in moments of happiness. Elias sensed Anna's anxiety. He knew the weight she carried, the fear of being judged. He wanted to reassure her, to show her that they could build a life free from the past. But he also knew that trust took time, and he was willing to wait. The bond between Elias and Anna grew stronger with each passing day. They worked together, shared their hopes and fears, and supported each other. Their connection was a source of strength, a quiet promise of what could be. The children adapted well to their new life. Mia, Luke, and Ethan made friends in town, enjoying playdates and school activities. They were happy and thriving, their laughter a constant reminder of the joy they brought to Elias and Anna. Elias found himself more involved in the community. He helped with local projects, offering his skills and time. The townsfolk appreciated his efforts, welcoming him back into their fold. Elias felt a sense of purpose, a connection to the place he called home. Anna, too, became more involved. She joined the women's group, attended community events, and volunteered at the local school. She liked being part of something larger, giving back to the town that had welcomed her family. The community noticed the changes in Elias and Anna. They saw the way they supported each other, the love they had for the children. Many were supportive, offering friendship and encouragement. Others remained cautious, their whispers a reminder of the work still to be done. Despite the challenges, Elias and Anna remained hopeful. They faced each day with determination, building a life filled with love and trust. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. In the quiet moments, when the children were asleep and the world was still, Elias and Anna found comfort in each other. They talked about their dreams, their hopes for the future. Their bond was strong, a testament to the journey they had taken together. Elias felt grateful for the life they were building. He missed Sarah, but he knew she would be happy for him. She would want him to find joy, to open his heart to love again. Anna and the children had brought light back into his world, a chance to heal and grow. Anna, too, felt grateful. She had found a place where she and her children could thrive. Elias's kindness and support had given her a new beginning, a chance to build a life filled with love and happiness. She cherished the bond they shared, the family they had become. As the days turned into weeks, Elias and Anna continued to build their life together. The whispers of the past were still there, but they were no longer a source of fear. They faced each day with hope and determination, ready to embrace whatever the future held. In the quiet of the night, as they sat together by the fire, Elias and Anna knew they were no longer alone. They had found each other, a family united by love and trust. Together, they faced the future with open hearts, ready to embrace the possibilities of a new beginning. As winter slowly gave way to spring, the days grew longer and warmer. Elias and Anna continued their routine, tending to the farm and caring for the children. The land around the cabin began to thaw, and new life emerged in the garden. The promise of spring brought a sense of renewal and hope. The children thrived in the fresh air. Mia, Luke, and Ethan spent their days playing outside, their laughter filling the air. They enjoyed exploring the woods, their imaginations running wild. Elias and Anna watched them with joy, grateful for the happiness they found in their new home. Despite the warmth of spring, Anna remained on edge. A rumor had started circulating in town. Some said that Anna's estranged husband was searching for her. The news unsettled her, reigniting old fears. She worried about the safety of her children, the life they had built with Elias. Elias noticed Anna's unease. He knew the rumor had reached her ears, the fear it brought evident in her eyes. He wanted to protect her, to keep her and the children safe. But he also knew that some things were beyond his control. One afternoon, while the children played nearby, Elias and Anna talked. They sat on the porch, the sun warming their faces. Anna spoke of her fears, her voice trembling with emotion. She worried about her husband finding them, about the life they had built being torn apart. Elias listened, his heart aching for Anna. He understood her fears, the weight of the past pressing down on her. He wanted to offer reassurance, to promise that everything would be okay. But he knew he couldn't make such promises. Instead, he offered his support, his willingness to stand by her side no matter what came their way. Anna appreciated Elias's words, his quiet strength a source of comfort. She knew he couldn't erase her fears, but his presence made them easier to bear. She felt a sense of hope, a belief in the possibility of a future free from the shadows of the past. Despite the tension, life at the cabin continued. Elias and Anna worked together, their partnership growing stronger each day. They faced each challenge with determination, their bond a source of strength. The children, unaware of the tension, continued to play and explore, their laughter a constant reminder of the joy they brought to Elias and Anna. One evening, as they sat together by the fire, Elias and Anna talked about the future. They spoke of their hopes and dreams, the life they wanted to build. Their bond was strong, a testament to the journey they had taken together. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. As the weeks passed, Elias and Anna faced several challenges. The rumor about Anna's husband persisted, a shadow that lingered over their lives. They worried about the safety of the children, about the possibility of being found. But they faced each day with courage, determined to protect their family. One day, a near accident brought their fears to the forefront. Ethan, the youngest, had wandered too close to the road. A passing carriage narrowly missed him, the driver shouting a warning. Anna's heart raced as she rushed to scoop him up, her fear evident in her eyes. Elias was there in an instant, his heart pounding with fear. He held Ethan close, grateful that nothing had happened. The incident served as a reminder of how quickly things could change, how fragile their sense of safety was. The incident shook Anna, reigniting her fears. She worried about the safety of her children, about the life they had built with Elias. She questioned whether they were truly safe, whether they could continue to live in peace. Elias noticed Anna's distress. He wanted to offer reassurance, to promise that everything would be okay. But he knew he couldn't make such promises. Instead, he offered his support, his willingness to stand by her side no matter what came their way. Despite the challenges, Elias and Anna remained hopeful. They faced each day with determination, building a life filled with love and trust. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. In the quiet moments, when the children were asleep and the world was still, Elias and Anna found comfort in each other. They talked about their dreams, their hopes for the future. Their bond was strong, a testament to the journey they had taken together. Elias felt grateful for the life they were building. He missed Sarah, but he knew she would be happy for him. She would want him to find joy, to open his heart to love again. Anna and the children had brought light back into his world, a chance to heal and grow. Anna, too, felt grateful. She had found a place where she and her children could thrive. Elias's kindness and support had given her a new beginning, a chance to build a life filled with love and happiness. She cherished the bond they shared, the family they had become. As the days turned into weeks, Elias and Anna continued to build their life together. The whispers of the past were still there, but they were no longer a source of fear. They faced each day with hope and determination, ready to embrace whatever the future held. In the quiet of the night, as they sat together by the fire, Elias and Anna knew they were no longer alone. They had found each other, a family united by love and trust. Together, they faced the future with open hearts, ready to embrace the possibilities of a new beginning. The days at the cabin continued with their familiar routine. Elias and Anna worked side by side, tending to the farm and caring for the children. The warmth of spring had brought new life, and with it, a sense of renewal. Yet, beneath the surface, unspoken tensions lingered. Elias and Anna shared a deep bond, forged through their shared struggles and quiet moments. But both held back, each carrying the weight of their pasts. The fear of loss and the uncertainty of the future made them cautious. They valued what they had but were afraid of risking it. One afternoon, while the children played outside, Elias and Anna sat on the porch. The sun was warm and the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. It was a perfect day, yet there was a heaviness to their silence. Anna knew she had to speak to address the thoughts that had been troubling her. Anna turned to Elias, her eyes reflecting a mix of emotions. She spoke of the uncertainty she felt, the fear that her past might catch up with them. Her voice was steady, but Elias could hear the tremor of worry beneath her words. She wanted to protect her children, to ensure their safety and happiness. Elias listened, his heart heavy with empathy. He understood Anna's fears, the weight of the unknown pressing down on her. He wanted to offer reassurance, to promise that everything would be okay. But he knew he couldn't make such promises. Instead, he spoke of their strength, the bond they had built together. He told Anna that they were a family united by love and trust. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. His words were simple, but they carried a depth of sincerity that touched Anna's heart. She felt a sense of peace, a belief in the possibility of a future free from the shadows of the past. As they sat together, sharing their hopes and fears, an unexpected visitor arrived. Sarah's sister, Margaret, had come to see Elias. She had heard about Anna and the children, and she was concerned. Margaret had always been protective of Elias, wanting the best for him. Margaret's arrival brought a wave of emotions for Elias. He hadn't seen her in some time, and her presence was a reminder of the past. She was kind and caring, but Elias knew she would have questions. He braced himself for the conversation that was to come. Margaret greeted Elias warmly, though her eyes were full of questions. She looked at Anna and the children, her expression guarded. Elias introduced them, explaining how they had come to be a part of his life. Margaret listened, nodding but remaining silent. After some pleasantries, Margaret asked to speak with Elias alone. They stepped away from the porch, leaving Anna to watch the children. Margaret's concern was evident, her voice filled with worry as she spoke. She asked Elias about Anna and the children, wanting to know more about their situation. She expressed her concerns, worried that Elias might be opening himself to pain. She didn't want to see him hurt, to see him lose what he had worked so hard to rebuild. Elias listened, understanding her worries. He appreciated Margaret's care, her desire to protect him. But he also knew his own heart. He explained to Margaret that Anna and the children had brought joy back into his life. They were a family and he was committed to them. Margaret listened, her expression softening as Elias spoke. She saw the sincerity in his eyes, the love he had for Anna and the children. She realized that Elias was happy, that he had found something worth fighting for. Her worries eased, replaced by a sense of acceptance. Meanwhile, Anna watched from a distance, her heart heavy with uncertainty. She worried about the impact of Margaret's visit, about what it might mean for their future. She felt guilty, fearing that she was disrupting Elias's life. But she also knew the depth of their connection, the love that had grown between them. Elias returned to the porch, his conversation with Margaret finished. He sat beside Anna, taking her hand in his. He reassured her, telling her that everything was okay. Margaret had needed to understand, to see for herself the life they had built. But now she accepted them, seeing the love and happiness they had found. Anna felt a wave of relief wash over her. She appreciated Elias's support, his unwavering belief in their future. She knew that challenges still lay ahead, but she felt ready to face them with Elias by her side. Together, they could overcome anything. As the sun set, painting the sky with soft hues, Elias and Anna sat together, their hands intertwined. The day had been filled with emotion, but it had brought them closer. They knew their bond was strong, a testament to the journey they had taken together. In the quiet of the evening, as the children played nearby, Elias and Anna found comfort in each other. They talked about their dreams, their hopes for the future. Their bond was a source of strength, a quiet promise of what could be. Elias felt grateful for the life they were building. He missed Sarah, but he knew she would be happy for him. Anna and the children had brought light back into his world, a chance to heal and grow. He cherished the bond they shared, the family they had become. Anna, too, felt grateful. She had found a place where she and her children could thrive. Elias's kindness and support had given her a new beginning, a chance to build a life filled with love and happiness. She cherished the bond they shared, the family they had become. As the night deepened, Elias and Anna sat together, their hearts open to the possibilities of a new beginning. They knew the road ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. In the warmth of their connection, they found a sense of peace, a belief in the future they were building. The days grew longer as spring settled in fully. The warmth of the sun brought new life to the farm, and the children played outside from morning till dusk. Elias and Anna continued to build their life together, finding comfort in their routines and the love they shared. Yet, the peace they enjoyed was soon threatened. One morning, as Elias and Anna prepared breakfast, a knock came at the door. It was a neighbor, Mr. Harris, who brought troubling news. He had seen a stranger in town asking questions about Anna. Anna's heart sank. She knew it could only mean one thing: her husband had found them. Panic gripped her as she imagined the worst. She recalled the fear she had fled, the danger she had tried to escape. Her first thought was for her children, their safety her highest priority. Elias saw the fear in Anna's eyes, and his resolve hardened. He knew they had to act quickly to protect the family. He assured Anna that they would face this together, that they would not let fear dictate their lives. The community quickly rallied around them. Friends and neighbors offered their support, ready to stand by Anna and Elias. They came together, forming a plan to keep Anna and the children safe. Elias was touched by their kindness, grateful for their solidarity. Anna was overwhelmed by the support. She had feared judgment, worried that her past would lead to rejection. But the community's response was the opposite. They embraced her, their actions showing her that she was not alone. As the day wore on, tension hung in the air. Elias and Anna kept close watch, ready to act if needed. The children sensed the unease but were reassured by their parents' calm demeanor. Elias and Anna did their best to keep life as normal as possible, not wanting to alarm them. The threat became real when Anna's husband appeared in town. He was a looming presence, his intentions clear. He wanted to take the children, to reclaim what he believed was his. His arrival sent a wave of fear through Anna, but also a surge of determination. Elias stood firm, his heart set on protecting Anna and the children. He would not allow them to be taken away, to lose the life they had built. The community stood with him, their support unwavering. They were ready to defend Anna's right to keep her family safe. A confrontation was unavoidable. Anna's husband demanded to see her, to speak with her. Elias and the community stood as a barrier, refusing to let him near. Words were exchanged, tension crackling in the air like static. Anna's voice was steady when she finally spoke. She faced her husband, her eyes filled with determination. She told him that she had moved on, that she had found a new life. She spoke of the love and support she had found, the family she had built with Elias. Her husband was taken aback by her resolve, the strength she showed. He had expected fear, submission, but instead found resistance. The community's support only added to his defeat, their presence a testament to the family Anna had created. The confrontation ended without violence, but the threat lingered. Anna's husband was forced to leave, but the memory of his presence stayed. Anna was shaken, but also relieved. She had faced her past and stood strong. She felt a sense of empowerment, a belief in her ability to protect her family. Elias held Anna close that night, his heart full of pride and love. He admired her courage, the strength she had shown. He knew the danger wasn't completely gone, but they had faced it together. Their bond was stronger for it, their love a fortress against the world. The community's support was unwavering. They continued to rally around Anna and Elias, offering help and encouragement. It was a reminder of the power of unity, the strength found in standing together. As the days passed, the tension began to ease. Life at the cabin returned to its familiar rhythm, the threat of the past slowly fading. Anna felt a newfound sense of freedom, a belief in the future she was building with Elias. She knew challenges would still come, but she felt ready to face them. The love and support she had found gave her strength, a foundation on which to build a new life. She was no longer afraid, no longer held back by the shadows of her past. Elias felt a deep sense of gratitude for the life they were creating. He cherished the bond they had formed, the family they had become. He knew Sarah would be happy for him, for the love and joy he had found with Anna and the children. As spring turned to summer, the warmth of the sun matched the warmth in their hearts. The cabin was filled with laughter and love, a testament to the resilience and strength of their family. Elias and Anna faced each day with hope, ready to embrace whatever the future held. In the quiet of the night, as the stars twinkled above, Elias and Anna sat together, their hands intertwined. They knew they were no longer alone, no longer defined by their pasts. Together, they faced the future with open hearts, ready to embrace the possibilities of a new beginning. With the danger behind them, Elias and Anna began to reflect on their journey. The past months had been filled with challenges, but they had faced them together. The threat of Anna's husband had tested their bond, but it had also strengthened it. They felt closer than ever. Summer arrived, bringing warmth and new life to the farm. The children were happy and carefree, their laughter a constant melody in the background. Mia, Luke, and Ethan thrived in their environment, their bond with Elias growing stronger each day. They saw him as a father figure, a source of strength and love. Elias watched the children with a heart full of love. He had never imagined that his life would take this turn, that his heart would open again after Sarah. but Anna and the children had brought joy and purpose back into his life. He was grateful for each day they spent together. Anna, too, felt a deep sense of gratitude. The community had embraced her and her children, offering support and friendship. She felt a sense of belonging, a feeling she hadn't known in a long time. Elias's presence in her life was a gift, his love a source of strength and comfort. Together, Elias and Anna discussed their future. They talked about the life they wanted to build, the dreams they hoped to achieve. The conversation was filled with hope and possibility, a testament to the strength of their bond. Elias had an idea, one that had been forming in his mind for some time. He wanted to make their family official, to create a lasting bond with Anna and the children. He wanted to offer Anna a ring, not just as a symbol of love, but as a promise of commitment. He spent time carving a wooden ring, his hands working with care and precision. It was simple yet beautiful, a reflection of the life they had built together. Each curve and line held meaning, a testament to their journey and the love they shared. Elias planned to give Anna the ring during a gathering with the community. It was a small event, a celebration of summer and the bonds they had formed. Friends and neighbors gathered at the cabin, bringing food and laughter. The air was filled with a sense of joy and celebration. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the gathering, Elias took Anna's hand. He led her to a quiet spot, away from the noise and chatter. His heart raced with anticipation, but he felt ready to take the step. Anna looked at Elias, her eyes filled with love and trust. She sensed the significance of the moment, her heart swelling with emotion. She knew Elias had something important to say, and she waited, her breath held in anticipation. Elias spoke from the heart, his words simple and sincere. He talked about their journey, the challenges they had faced, and the love they had found. He spoke of the future, of the dreams they hoped to achieve together. His voice was steady, filled with conviction and love. Then Elias presented Anna with the wooden ring. It was a symbol of his commitment, a promise to stand by her side through whatever life might bring. The ring was a testament to their bond, a reflection of the love and trust they had built. Anna was overwhelmed with emotion. Tears filled her eyes as she looked at the ring, its simple beauty touching her heart. She felt a sense of peace, a belief in the future they were building together. She knew this was the beginning of a new chapter, a chance to create a life filled with love and happiness. With the community as their witness, Anna accepted the ring. Her heart was full of gratitude and love, her commitment to Elias unwavering. They embraced, their hearts united in a promise of forever. The gathering continued, the air filled with laughter and celebration. Friends and neighbors congratulated Elias and Anna, offering their love and support. The children danced and played, their joy a reflection of the happiness surrounding them. Elias felt a deep sense of contentment. He knew he had found something special with Anna and the children, a family that filled his heart with love. He was grateful for each day they spent together, for the journey that had brought them to this moment. Anna, too, felt a profound sense of gratitude. The life she had found with Elias was a gift, a chance to create a future filled with love and happiness. She cherished the bond they shared, the family they had become. As the evening drew to a close, Elias and Anna stood together, their hands intertwined. They looked at the life they had built, the love they had found, and felt a sense of peace. They knew the road ahead would have its challenges, but they were ready to face them together. In the quiet of the night, as the stars twinkled above, Elias and Anna knew they were no longer alone. They had found each other, a family united by love and trust. Together, they faced the future with open hearts, ready to embrace the possibilities of a new beginning. The days turned into weeks, and summer settled fully over the land. The warmth of the sun filled the air, and the farm thrived under its light. Elias and Anna continued their routine, their lives intertwined with the rhythm of the seasons. The past felt distant, its shadows unable to reach the happiness they had found. Elias and Anna decided to marry, wanting to make their family official. The decision was met with joy from the community, who had watched their journey with support and love. The wedding was planned as a simple affair held at the cabin that had become their home. The children were excited, their happiness infectious. Mia, Luke, and Ethan had come to see Elias as their father, his love and care a constant in their lives. The wedding was a celebration of the family they had become, a chance to share their joy with those who had supported them. The day of the wedding was bright and clear. Friends and neighbors gathered at the cabin, bringing food and laughter. The air was filled with a sense of joy and celebration, a testament to the love that had brought them all together. Elias stood nervously, his heart full of anticipation. He wore a simple suit, his hands slightly shaking. He looked around at the people gathered, grateful for their support. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for the life he had found with Anna and the children. Anna appeared, walking toward Elias with a smile that lit up her face. She wore a simple dress, her hair gently falling around her shoulders. Her eyes shone with happiness, her heart full of love for the man she was about to marry. The ceremony was short and heartfelt. Elias and Anna exchanged vows, their words a promise of love and commitment. The wooden ring Elias had carved for Anna was placed on her finger, a symbol of their journey and the love they shared. The community watched, their hearts filled with joy for the couple. The bond between Elias and Anna was clear, a testament to the strength of their love. The children stood nearby, their faces alight with happiness. As Elias and Anna were pronounced husband and wife, a cheer went up from the crowd. The couple embraced, their hearts united in a promise of forever. The ceremony was a celebration of love, a symbol of the new beginning they had found together. The celebration continued into the evening. The farm was filled with laughter and music, the joy of the occasion evident in every smile. The children danced and played, their laughter a constant melody in the background. Elias watched the scene, his heart full of gratitude. The journey to this moment had been filled with challenges, but it had also been filled with love. He was grateful for each step that had brought them to this point, for the family they had become. Anna felt a deep sense of peace. The life she had found with Elias was everything she had hoped for, a chance to build a future filled with love and happiness. She cherished the bond they shared, the strength of their commitment to each other. As the night wore on, Elias and Anna took a moment to themselves. They stepped away from the crowd, finding a quiet spot under the stars. They sat together, their hands intertwined, reflecting on the journey they had taken. Elias spoke softly, his voice filled with emotion. He thanked Anna for bringing light back into his life, for the love she had given him. He spoke of Sarah, of the happiness she would feel knowing he had found joy again. His words were simple, but they carried a depth of sincerity that touched Anna's heart. Anna listened, her heart full of love for Elias. She thanked him for his kindness, for the life they had built together. She spoke of her gratitude, of the happiness she felt in their life together. Her words were filled with love and appreciation, a reflection of the joy she had found. The night was quiet, the stars twinkling above them. Elias and Anna sat together, their hearts united in a promise of forever. They knew the road ahead would have its challenges, but they were ready to face them together. As the celebration continued, Elias and Anna rejoined their friends and family. The night was filled with laughter and love, a testament to the strength of the community that had supported them. The cabin, once a place of solitude for Elias, was now filled with warmth and happiness. The next morning, as the sun rose, casting a golden light over the farm, Elias and Anna began their new life together. They faced the day with hope and determination, ready to embrace the possibilities of their future. The children awoke, their faces filled with excitement for the day ahead. Mia, Luke, and Ethan were happy and carefree, their laughter a constant reminder of the joy they brought to Elias and Anna. Elias and Anna watched them with love, grateful for the family they had become. The past felt distant, its shadows unable to reach the happiness they had found. They knew they were no longer alone, no longer defined by their pasts. Together, they faced the future with open hearts, ready to embrace the possibilities of a new beginning. Their love was a beacon, a guiding light that would carry them through whatever life might bring. In the warmth of their connection, they found a sense of peace, a belief in the future they were building together. If you loved the story, like the video and subscribe.